Hey guys, Fox7888 here. Today we'll be discussing the top 5 things I want to see in God of War Ragnarok. Only 2 more weeks until we get to play the game. And yeah, should be fun. Now this is going to be my last God of War video until the game releases, and I will be doing a walkthrough and lives as well, so be sure to check that out when that comes out. Let's get right into it. At number 5, we have, I think, the biggest issue that I think we all had with the original God of War 2018, the chains. The fact that every time you use the chain, Kratos would go down. And now the issue is, if it was in the case where you had to go down those chains, be fine, but the issue is, most of those chains were shortcuts to get back up easier when you retrace your steps later on in the game. And yeah, so I don't think I need to mention more about this, but I do hope that Santa Monica adds an accessibility feature where we can just toggle it, so on and off, whether Kratos, as soon as we kick a chain, whether he stays on or if he actually goes on the chain. So I do really hope we integrate that feature. But anyway, let's move on to number 4. At number 4, we have more bosses. Now, I think this was probably one of the biggest complaints as well in the previous game, is that there wasn't enough bosses, especially in terms of boss variety, as we fought a lot of trolls, and we did have that one troll that was more unique, the one in Helheim, the Gatekeeper, but obviously with the wide range of different boss fights that we got in 2018, like the fight with Baldur, the dragon, Modi and Magni, we need more boss fights like this. And obviously I know that the fights with Thor, Freya, Odin, maybe Surtur, we don't know, and a bunch of other stuff that we don't know about. I do hope that really we do get a lot of boss fights, and especially the series as a whole is known for its boss fights and how epic they were. Like God of War 1, the first original God of War, started with the Hydra fight. So I do hope we get to see a bigger variety of boss fights. Whether it's your typical boss fights or boss fights like Sigrun or the Valkyries. But anyway, let's move on. At number 3, we have more enemies after the ending of the game. Now, in 2018, after we finished the game and explored a lot of the stuff, but even straight after we finished the game, the world felt very dead. There wasn't any enemies that you would encounter, that you would typically encounter when you were playing the game. So I do hope that they add a bit more enemies that you can fight, or that respawn in certain areas, just so that the world feels a bit more alive, as places like Alfheim or even Midgard felt really dead after you finish the game. At number 2, we have more stories from Kratos and Mimir. Now, one of the things that I think we can all agree on is that one of the best parts of God of War 2018 was the stories that Mimir told. But one of the things I did enjoy is, before you get Mimir, Kratos would tell stories, and Atreus would make actually fun of him because his stories were terrible. But I did enjoy that father and son interaction. So I do hope that we get to see more of that, because as soon as you get Mimir, Kratos doesn't say his stories anymore. And also we get a beautiful story at the end about how Atreus was named after the Spartan Atreus, and how Kratos buried him with all the honors. And I thought that story was amazing, and I hope they make another one like this in Ragnarok. And yeah, I want more murals, I want more stories, they were so good. Now, at number 1, it might be similar to the second point, but I want to get more answers, as I feel that, and even the game says it at the end, is that one question is answered and 2 more are asked, where there's a lot of questions that we don't know, like who blew the horn to the serpent when Atreus was sick, what what the mural is about, like a bunch of things. And obviously, I know that some of them will obviously get the answers to, but I do hope that they put attention to the small questions as well, and not just the big ones like the mural. So, yeah, that's my list of the top 5 things I want to see in God of War Ragnarok. Anyway, like I said, this is the last video before the walkthrough and the release of God of War Ragnarok. Please let me know if you liked this video by giving it a like. Subscribe if you want more content like this, or if you want to see my walkthroughs or lives. Please leave a comment if you enjoyed the video, or if there's anything you disagree with or want to discuss. And with that, I will leave you be. Bye bye!